Hello friends, it is Olga and I'm in Kiev region now. It is 17th day of war and I want to share information with you what happening here in near Kiev and what is news about the war in Ukraine, at least here. I know that there was some news about huge bombardments and great column on the way to Kiev from the north and about that dangerous situation. Actually, I'm watching all the time news. I'm listening a lot of military experts here, speakers of our government, because it's really important for me. Because it's dangerous to be here, as you understand. War is quite close to this place I am. It is quite. This is quiet place so far, but anyway, sometimes I hear this, missiles. I may hear explosions, and sometimes it's scary, and so I tried to understand what's happening now, and I understand what will be tomorrow, because I packed all my things and I'm about to leave this place if it will be too dangerous. Now I try to understand if the situation will be better or not, or I should leave immediately. What I know for today, actually, it wasn't great bombardments. It was six missiles that struck and destroyed some oil tanks in Vessel Kiev. It is a town near Kiev. The Russians, they all the time throw this and make strikes of the missiles, and this Vessel Kiev was suffering all the time because there was a military base, and I think there was a military airport, so they tried to destroy it, and I believe that it already destroyed. But anyway, today they made strikes on Vessel Kiev, on Fastiv also, a couple missiles for Fastiv. It is also town a little bit far from Kiev, but in Kiev region. And also there was fights in at least two villages on the east and west from Kiev, and our army defeat Russians there. So actually, the situation here, as usual, actually there is no any massive bombardments and massive strikes of missiles here. And what about that column? I understood that there was a news that a huge column on the way to Kiev from the north. After that news, I started to watch and check this information. What was that? If it is dangerous, what's happening there? I listened to our speaker of the Ministry of Defense, and also I listened to some military experts about this new, and I understood that this situation, or it is fake, or it is there is no big danger, because this column is not dangerous for our army now. Our president, I believe, yes, it was president, that he told that on the way to our city, capital of Ukraine, was 12 columns of Russian machinery and soldiers. It was first wave, first attack, that first days, 12 columns. Actually, they move like a train, on the road, one by one, and it is tanks, some other vehicles, some heavy artilleristic systems, and they move one by one, and it is a column. And so there was 12 of such a columns, and now already destroyed already stayed 4 of them, and they are not a column, of course. They now these soldiers of that columns and machinery, they are in defense. So they built in that nearest villages some fortifications for defense, and it means they won't attack, these days Kiev, and they lost their potential. And actually, that our president told that for time of this 17th day, our army destroyed 31 tactical battalion groups. And if we are talking about threat from Belarusian army, it is not numerous. And other expert told that they have the biggest number of that battalion tactical groups. It is 10 that the Lukashenko can give to Putin and for this war. And 10, it's the biggest number, but maybe he can give 7 or 8. And our army destroyed 31 of battalion tactical group of Russian army. So you understand that it's number and not big number. Of course, it could annoy us, and of course it is not that pleasant, but anyway. And I understood also that these columns, as our expert told, that actually they very vulnerable. I mean that if the column move, some crossing some road, and on the way, and they use some road, some highway. If our, for example, our army destroy first unit of that column, first tank or first car, this column all stops because actually they are on the road, and then our army destroys every, like our expert told, it's like a sausage. Now Russians, they try to do not create these long columns, because they are really very vulnerable and they destroy very fastly, not very fastly, but they are vulnerable. And actually, if you understand, if there is this column, it's not a big threat for us. And now I think that second opinion, because there was part of people who told that the attack will be these days, the second wave, second invasion will be these days, and other part of people told that Putin have no soldiers for that. I understand now that actually he really do not have much soldiers. He tried to do this hiding mobilization and involve simple Russian men for this war. Actually, they are not as soldiers, so the quality of such a soldiers will be quite low. Also, he tried to invite people from Syria, from Karabakh, from the captured territories of Georgia and Azerbaijan, as I told you. He tried to invite these people, but the number of them not that big. It will be not that great wave, as our expert told. And also I understood that it will be not now, because to deliver these people, to made these groups of them, it takes time. And our speaker told that it could be 2 or 3 weeks later, not now. What is important news about civilian people, about what's happening on the south of Ukraine, because it's really hot and hot place. I mean that people suffering here, people are suffering, and of course it is a very, very bad and threatful situation for civilian people in Mariupol. They actually surrounded by Russian army. They suffering. They have no food. They have no water, and already 1,000 500 already died, and also I got information that even children are dying because they have no water. Even children that actually they are babies, and it is really very sad, and our government try to get them out of there, try to make this green corridor, but it's very hard to make deal with Russians, because they the first time they like agree, but then a few hours later they start to shoot, so it is really very hard. And also yesterday was such a thing like in Melitopol. Actually, it is close city to Mariupol, somewhere there on the south. The head of this town was captured by Russians, and people there, they have meeting, and now they demand Russians to free their head of their town. So actually, Ukrainians are fighting. The situation now not that threatful, and so I will stay here for a while, and I will watch what will happen yesterday